James joins us live from Edinburgh now. James, much James Cook there in Edinburgh.
Going to be speaking to the Secretary of State for Scotland, Michael Moore, and the Scottish Deputy First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, in just a few minutes' time here on Breakfast.
Now, in other news this morning, Virgin Trains has been asked to continue running the West Coast...
McBull reporting. Now, some drug taking is no more antisocial than gambling or eating junk food. That's the view of an independent panel of experts who have spent 6 years researching the way that they're used.
The UK Drug Policy Commission says people caught with small quantities should be spared criminal charges and given fines or treatment orders instead. And order.
Yes, it would include the European arrest warrants and could lead to further tensions within the coalition. Our political correspondent Ross Hawkins joins us now from London. So, Ross, what is likely to happen?
Well, we hear plenty.
Much Ross Hawkins reporting.
And after several days of delay, he's done it. The Austrian skydiver Felix Baumgartner has reached supersonic speed by jumping from a balloon 24 miles above the Earth.
Millions watched as he became the first person to break the speed of sound in free fall, reaching more than 800 miles an hour before landing safely on his feet in the New Mexico desert. Incredible.
Yeah. Congratulations to him. 30 minutes past 8. The Prime Minister, as we've been hearing earlier, is travelling to Scotland today to finalise a deal for a referendum on Scottish independence.
Yes, he's going to be meeting the First Minister, Alex Salmond, to grant the Scottish Government powers to hold the vote.
Well, we're going to hear from both sides of the argument now. Joined from Edinburgh by the Secretary of State for Scotland, Michael Moore, representing the Westminster Government. Good morning, Mr. Moore.
Good morning.
Part of the agreement, we're told, is that 16 to 17-year-olds will be allowed to take part in the referendum when it takes place in a couple of years. Why have you allowed this to happen? Time is tight, but why are you allowing 16 and 17-year-olds to vote?
Well, it is all signed off today between the Prime Minister and Alex Salmond. You will have no more control, presumably, over what question is asked. But do you have concerns about the phrasing of that question? If the question that is on the referendum is, do you agree that Scotland should be an independent country, will you be comfortable with that? Thank you very much indeed.
Well, we've heard the Westminster perspective there from the Secretary of State for Scotland. How far does the Scottish Government go along with that assessment? Let's get the view of the Deputy, joins us from Edinburgh as well. Mr. Sturgeon, thanks very much for joining us. I'm presuming you would think that today is an important step for Scotland towards independence.
Up on a couple of the points that we raised there with Michael Moore. The first being that of the franchise. 16 and 17-year-olds are going to be able to vote in this referendum. How are you going to get them all onto the electoral register in time?
It'll be a straight yes or no question on the ballot, but of course there are many different ways of phrasing a straight yes or no question. What would your favourite phrasing be?
Process. It's one that is very rigorous.
It needed to be appropriately neutral. Now, do you think that the question you're suggesting is appropriately neutral? And if the Commission decides that it's not, are you bound legally to put in a question that you may not be as happy with, but they decide is neutral? Nicola Sturgeon, thanks very much indeed.
Much debate to follow about that over the next couple of years. Turning back the clock now, can you remember what you were doing 25 years ago tonight? If we tell you it was the Great Storm of 80... I mean, this has been going on for a very long time. Why is it taking so long to get a decision?
It is a long and complex...
So that's Gary McKinnon's mother, Janice Sharp. Tim, the announcement made tomorrow, and then what happens?
Well, if the announcement...
Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Bill Turnbull and...
His teammates, various other people we work with, of whom only 11 have come forward to tell a story, and 4 of those, the lawyer says, are blatant lies.
Ben, good morning to you. Well, this was a terrible, terrible fire. Have you managed to get a clearer picture of what happened overnight? Very much indeed. Ben Gagan reporting from the scene of that house fire in Harlow in Essex this morning. Ben, thank you. And the brilliant Chris O'Dowd getting rather carried away there. Jessica Mauboy joins us now. Very good morning to you. Star in your own right, of course, because you were a finalist in Australian Idol at an incredibly tender age. It was 17 when you...
Yeah, I was...
And as a result, you get to sing some great soul classics.
Oh, the soundtrack is unbelievable.
Yeah. For instance, let's have a look at you having a bit of sugar pie.
Yeah.
It is a really interesting mix of the journey to Vietnam, but also all those social troubles that there were, and particularly, for instance, the programme of taking Indigenous Australian children away from their family.
Yeah, I mean,
What about you? I mean, you have a very successful pop career. You've worked with Snoop Dogg and Flo Rida and, you know, huge names. But do you think now this is a parallel career you'll have, acting and singing?
it definitely.
And just approaching 9 o'clock, lovely to see Kate Morton as well, born and brought up on the other side of the world in Australia. But the inspiration for her novels comes from right here in the UK.
Yeah, more than 7 million copies of her books have sold worldwide. And in all of them, England has been her chosen setting. Kate joins us.
The Secret Keeper is out now, and it is a heavy one.
Gina McKee and Kimberly Nixon are here. They're starring in a new comedy about a family in the northeast of England.
And we're going to be speaking to them in just a moment. First, though, here's a last quick look. What's happening where you are? Stay. It's a big project for him as well, isn't it? It's a massive thing. But what was it like working with Vic Reeves, Jim Moore, Vim? Gina, as your husband, Screen Husband, starts on Thursday at 10 o'clock on BBC Two.
And very funny it is too.
It's fantastic.
That's it from us this morning. We're back, of course, 6 o'clock tomorrow.
Now, we're going to be talking about Johnny Ball waltzing his way out of Strictly Come Dancing last night. Tomorrow he's going to be here to tell us all about learning to dance in his 70s.
And Tim Moffat will be celebrating 40 years of Emmerdale. Didn't know he'd been on it for that long, did you?
Didn't know he was on it. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.